Jeremiah Long, and with me is our host, Logan Landers. Logan, how are you doing today?
Man, I'm doing pretty good, Jeremiah. I graduated college. I'm ready to I'm ready to get out of here, get life started.
Congratulations. And what school did you graduate from?
University of West Georgia.
University of West Georgia. We've got us an alum here, my friends.
Yes,
so, how was your graduation? Have they handled that yet? How did they handle that entire situation for you guys?
So basically, about a week ago, they had they sent us an email that said that the dean was going to just list off names at our Coliseum, which is our basketball gym. So he was just going to list off everyone's name that was supposed to graduate. So they had a little live stream set up that you could watch, called out everyone's names. And they're still planning to do an actual in-person graduation, but they don't have any idea when that's going to be. But yeah, so they at least they had something for us.
And so did you I noticed on iHeartRadio and some other places like that, they've been having some celebrity speeches that were commencement speeches and stuff like that. Did you engage with anything like that, or have you looked
we didn't get any of that. We're not the biggest school in the world, so we didn't get any of that special treatment, unfortunately.
Yeah. What about did you guys get to hear from your valedictorian or anything like that?
No valedictorian, just the leaders at the school. So valedictorian, all that'll come later. So
yeah, I'm sure they're hoping to go ahead and get you guys together and do a
they're hoping because they got more coming anyway, so they're trying to get that one out of here.
Well, guys, anybody who's watching right now, if you're looking for someone awesome that knows a lot about sportscasting, we've got Mr. Logan Landers, and to that exact fact, I'm about to prove it. Today, we're talking about Jake Fromm, who was drafted from the Georgia Bulldogs all the way up to the Buffalo Bills in the most recent draft here in 2020. Logan, what do you think? Let me ask you this: when his career was pretty well known in college, he did some really big things, and he's moving in, with the Buffalo Bills. I'm going to let you take it over and pull up some more slides here and just get a good overview of exactly what's going on with Mr. Jake Fromm. So I'm handing it over to you, Mr. Landers.
Let's do it. Yeah, so Jake Fromm, as everyone knows for the most part, he had a very high-profile career at the University of Georgia for a few years. He's coming into kind of a sticky situation right now, being a young 21-year-old quarterback, 6'2", 219. He's going to be a backup this season for Josh Allen, of course, who the Bills believe that Allen is going to be their franchise quarterback for many years to come. So Fromm won't get that much playing time in the regular season unless something happens to Allen, which hopefully nothing does, of course. But he'll mostly get some good reps in the preseason and along that, and just kind of help out in the quarterback room, which a lot of people underestimate just the camaraderie that a lot of quarterbacks have. Going into each week, they just think, this guy's going to be a backup. He's not going to be any good. But no, of course. I mean, you got some great backups in the league, of course. You got Brian Hoyer and all that, just to name one or two. And, they just there to help out and help all their other teammates get better, especially the quarterbacks. They're there to help out and maybe see if they see a flaw or something and help them out and just do their best and get their starting quarterback ready for the next week. But yeah, about Fromm. What I like about him is he works through his progressions really well. What I mean by that is he's able to quickly scan the defense and look at all of his receivers going down the field, and he's good at making pretty good choices. That's why I'm saying he also picks his shots wisely. And what I mean is he's not going to be very, he's not going to throw the ball all around. He doesn't have the best arm in the draft, as everyone's aware of, but he's not going to just go around and throwing it into deep coverage and stuff like that. He's a good player. He knows when to throw the ball to the right receiver. Also, I know it says when he likes to get rid of the ball. What I mean by that is whenever he gets pressured, of course, he played against a lot of great defensive linemen and whatnot from the SEC, and so he knows to get rid of the ball quickly if he's being pressured. He can scramble a little bit and throw the ball out of bounds if he needs to. Overall, he just doesn't take that many sacks. He's got very good eyes. And for his durability, he's great. He has barely missed hardly any games at the University of Georgia. But yeah, he's really good. He hurt his hand in an off-season boating accident a year or two ago. This was non-throwing hand, so that wasn't a big issue. And then also he had a small ankle injury against LSU, I believe, a year or two ago. But he was able to, weather the storm and come back and play the rest of that half. But yeah, overall, he's been a pretty healthy guy. And, a few more bullet points I got about him. He's got good poise, everyone at Georgia, all the fans, all the fans down south, they know that he's a good kid, that he's just a team player. He can really just rally the troops, it's like people like to say, and just get his team behind him. He's a real likable guy, and that'll carry over to Buffalo, hopefully, and he can get make a few friends up there, and hopefully help out Josh Allen and whatnot. The thing I like about him in terms of his actual passing ability, he's really good at hitting some back shoulder throws. That's his kind of specialty. And in the NFL, we know that's a key throw that people need to make. I know he won't start much. However, the preseason and all, we'll see him hit those, as consistently as anyone else, I believe. The last point I have about him is he's got big game experience for sure. Playing in the SEC, he's played against some of the best teams in the last 3 years. He's played against Alabama's. He's played against the LSU's. He's been in a national championship game, as you all remember, back in 2018. Couldn't get the win, however, because of, a young man named Tua Tagovailoa. However, he's got some really good experience. And, a lot of people going into the draft, they've played for some bigger schools and whatnot. Some have played for a little bit smaller names. But with Georgia, everyone knows that they're going to be a top 5 team for the most part in the SEC in college football. And, Fromm is going to go into a position now going into Buffalo where, the Bills, they might be the AFC, they might win their division this year. With Tom Brady gone and the Patriots, that division is wide open. And a lot of people believe that the Bills could possibly snag that top spot finally after all these years of trying to catch Tom Brady. And, Fromm might not be the starting quarterback for all that, but I truly believe that he'll be able to help out that Bills core for the time being.
Yeah, and to that exact point, so since he won't be the starting quarterback, he's going to get a lot of time to build into the systems, to really understand the NFL well. Do you think, given that he'll be a really valuable asset off the field, in the non-playing games, since he gets to practice, gets to help out with all the systems? What do you think is your biggest takeaway from Jake Fromm going to the NFL?
Yeah, so like you were saying, I think he's gonna be a really good backup player for the most part. I don't know if he'll get many chances to start unless it's just like here or there. I don't think people are gonna look at him and think he's gonna be a franchise quarterback for the moment. But he will be a solid backup, I believe, for a majority of his career. He might sneak in somewhere later down the line and get a starting job after a couple of solid seasons, hopefully. But for right now, he's 21 only, so he's got a few years to build off of. And right now it's a little rough with Allen, who's only, I believe, 23. So he's coming into, at least they'll have some good camaraderie. They're both young guys. And, a lot of there's a few quarterbacks who are a little bit older, who've got some wisdom. But for them, they're around the same age. Allen's been in the league for a year or two. He hasn't been around that long. But, yeah, I think that they'll both, definitely learn some stuff from each other for sure.
Well, let's just hope that this is one of the keys that the Buffalo Bills really need, because I remember a time, I believe it was in the late 80s, when it was the Buffalo Bills and the San Francisco 49ers, I think 3 times in a row, back-to-back in the Super Bowl, something crazy like that.
Yeah, that was in the early 90s. Yeah, early 90s.
Yeah, there was definitely a time when the Buffalo Bills were on the cusp of being the best team in America.
Right. They're on the upswing now, though, hopefully. Like I said, with Brady and all them gone, that's right now is their time to move. So
I can't wait to see what else happens.
Right.
Well, Mr. Logan Landers, thank you so much. One more time, this is 100 Yards of Football Sports Talk Radio. Today we were talking about Jake Fromm, who was drafted from the Georgia Bulldogs to the Buffalo Bills. My sports expert host extraordinaire, who just graduated from the University of Southern Georgia,
West Georgia,
University of West Georgia. Mr. Logan Landers is joining me today, and I am the producer, Jeremiah Long. If you have any comments, please leave them below. If you like what we're doing, please subscribe, follow our channel, hit the notification button, and of course, let us know what players that you're interested in and what kind of information you want to see about this college football, even into high school. If you have any big hot tips, send us your way. So thank you so much, Logan, and we'll definitely see you again soon.
Let's do it.
All right, see you.